All right, happy Saturday, everybody. Just finished putting this guy together. So it's not painted, but it's got 15 LEDs in it. It's got 4 beacons, 2 ditch lights front, 2 ditch lights rear. Both number boards light up now. This is an Athearn unit, and so I've gutted it and made my own number boards. Front and rear headlights, obviously, and a pair of ground lights underneath the front trucks right here. And as a topper, I put a cab light in. That was the last thing. I was like, oh, why not? Why not? Eh? Thought I had an extra couple slots, so why not use them? So it's got and then 2 keep alive capacitors as well. So there's 34 wires in this thing. It was a nightmare to put together, honestly. I ended up frying a couple of functions on the scale trains board. If you guys are familiar with that function, or auxiliary aux functions 2, 7, and 8 run the number board, or not the number board lighting, the green, red, and white lights. I can't remember what they're called, class lights. And I must have fried 7 and 8 anyway. So what I ended up doing, for all you guys who might not have thought of this, I ended up putting function 8 coming directly off the decoder. And that's how I got my cab lights working directly off the decoder, not on the motherboard. So function 8 does work. It just works off the decoder instead of the board. So in a pinch, if you guys are desperate and you fry one of your connecting pads on the motherboard, whether it's a decoder buddy or a scale trains board or a proprietary board, if you're careful, you can solder 1 or 2 onto the decoder itself. I mean, careful word. The word is careful. Luckily, function 8 is right on the corner. It's not in between anything else, so you get more room to play with. So keep that in mind. Anyway, I'll spark this up. It's got a scale sound system speaker in it. It's the one that goes for GP38s to GP60s, I believe. So it just kind of bolts in. Stupid me, I was putting it upside down, so I thought I had to mill the chassis. But thanks to Wade, he informed me that I had it upside down. So I just flipped it over, and so the actual speaker itself goes on the bottom. And the box fits nicely at that point. So live and learn, eh? And it's good to have friends that help you out. So I will spark this guy up. So you notice the cab light coming on now. That's on a 10-second delay, so it's going to go off fairly soon. Okay, that's off now. So let's just start up. The ground lights are on with F8 as well. I'm going to turn this down so I can talk. So I'm just running this off a lock programmer right now. And this is my upstairs kind of 1x6 foot layout thing. I'll show you a bit more later. So here's the lights. I'll start turning them on here. Number boards. You won't be able to see much. And this is the big one here. So this is what I've got is I got independent front beacon, independent rear beacon, and then the 2 side beacons are running off the same function. They're running off function 10. I figured the 2 side ones could flash at the same rate because no one's going to see both sides at the same time, or very rarely ever will. So this is obviously going to be a robot. I have a lot of roof detail to do, and the paint job is going to be phenomenal on this thing, but it's going to be a lot of work. But yeah, just happy right now that I've got the electronics working for this guy right now. So the cool thing about Lock Sound 5 speakers now is you can play with the treble and bass. So I'll just do that. I'll turn it up so you can't, I won't talk, but anyway, that's, so I can turn the bass down to nothing. And that's turning the bass up. Obviously, for this kind of engine, you want the bass up. That's treble down. And that's treble up. And so what I'm doing is I'm playing on my laptop here. I'll just show you. With the sound functions. This is the master volume and the other 2 there. But you can find what you like, what sound you like, and then you can transfer that over to the decoder using the lock programmer. So I'll turn it down. Yeah, so once you find the settings you like for bass and treble, you can actually hard code those in. And the scale sound system speaker obviously helps a lot with that. Yeah, I had the default speaker in here, and I was just like, I'm not going to put all this work in here and not put a good speaker in as well. So it's got all the lighting. Anyway, I should run it, shouldn't I? Oh, look what's behind it. I'll talk about that next. So there, yeah, there's the rear light. So we got quite a few lights on this thing. I'll bring it back. I love the sound of this thing, and just the way it works with the sound decoder is awesome. The little bit of delay before start. Okay, so that's 4762. That's going to be a pretty sweet ride, I think. I want to get that done. And I'll just... oh yeah, it's got to keep alive, so the power's off. It's still running. Okay, now it cut off. So yeah, the keep alive's awesome. This is going to be really nice for switching duties. So I'll move this over here. And then I've been working on a pair of NS engines. And they also have scale sound speakers. They've got decoder buddies. And I just painted them up last night. I don't want to touch the sides because I haven't dull coated them, and they will rub. The paint will rub off. So what I did with these guys, these were stock Atlas Master units. I ripped everything out. What I do like about the Atlas engines is that they have lit number boards. What I don't like is that they light up with the headlights themselves. So you may have seen in the past of my videos where I actually cut the actual lens out of the middle of the plastic, the plexiglass, I guess, light tube, and I make two pieces out of it. So I'll just show you how this works. And I'll let you hear the sound of these guys. These ones sound good too. So I'm going to spark up 5637. Oh, let me get in here. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my laptop here. It's a total pain. Okay, so these have... We'll turn them down for now. These have two different sound files on them. They're using Lock Sound Selects. Sound files are actually pretty damn good on these things. I actually kind of like one of the sounds better than the V5 version. I think this is the one that's on here. So it's got some nice rumble to it. The twins, when they both spark up, is quite nice. I don't think I can do that using a lock programmer, run them both. But 534 is up. Or actually, no. Never mind, 537's up. I just haven't turned anything on. I'm going to spark up 537. Okay, so there's both of them running. Nice bright ditch lights. I didn't put a cab light in these, but I did do ground lights for each of them. So they got their ground lights on. The ground lights come on an F8. They do have drive hold, and they've got this F7 yard feature too, where it cuts down the top speed. So you get a lot more engine grunts, and the engines don't go very fast. They're slow to react. Quite nice. But I'll just give you an idea of the independence of the lights that I like. So this is the rear of 5637. Now if I turn off the number boards, the rear headlight stays on. And if I turn off that, the number boards stay on, and then where are my ditch lights? 13. There's the ditch lights. So the ditch lights are pretty bright. I've got to do some adjustments on these guys. I don't like the ditch lights that bright. But yeah, so there's a nice little set here. I will be putting these up for sale. I'd like to sell them both as a pair. They run the same speed, which is quite nice. They're speed matched. I've got to play around with the lighting for a little bit. but everything's independent. Oh yeah, because these are American units, I did do the ditch lights independently. They have their own. They each have their own functions. So they do. When I sound the horn, where's the horn here? You can see the ditch lights flashing. So yeah, that's that's a feature I don't normally deal with, just because I'm using Canadian units most of the time. I'll shut that down so I can talk. Yeah, so these ones turned out quite well. Just a bit of an overview of what I've done to these units. I did detail the cabs. I cut the windows out. You can see that. So each one's got a window out. Those are the stock Atlas figures. I just, I chunk. They just don't look good. And then I give them the modern fluoro. So this guy's got his chartreuse, and this guy's got his orange. He's wearing his orange. Full details on the front and rear. So they got MU cables. And yeah, so and obviously KD38s, and I still have some detailed parts to put on. Some Macrail stuff came in the mail yesterday. That's all the cab stuff, the PTC arrays, I guess. So that's all going to go on there. And what else? Yeah, paint job is just a primary airbrush. These things are pretty dusty in the photos that I saw, so I dusted them up. But I still got to do some rust. So I'm going to dull coat these two, and then I'll hit them with some rust. And I got to put some spare couplers, spare knuckles on the back as well. I think one of them has spare knuckles. I don't know if both of them do. But yeah, independent ditch lights, ground lights, independent number board, and headlight and tail light. So yeah, these ones came together quite nicely, and they run very smoothly. Yeah, so that's my latest 3. So I guess I'll wrap it up here. I do have one more GP38 on the works. I'll give you a hint. Here's some of the detail parts. So they're going to go on. If you guys know your colors, maybe you'll guess what that is. Anyway, it's another GP38. So yeah, really pleased to get these 3 with the shells on, working on the next stages. Hope you have a good weekend. Take care, everybody.